fastest growing economy of the world, and not only just have to say it, probably there'll be a stage when we don't have to tell people that we are the second fastest growing economy of the world. Because that is real smartness, when you don't have to talk about it. Another access related issue, school attendance related issue, again gaps. Low child survival. This is something which denotes the health and well-being of a population, and I thought I should just flash before you. This is what I was talking about, the informal sector workforce. The second part, some vulnerabilities, I'll just flash 5 messages here. Illegality is one major vulnerability of the urban poor. Data, almost all is from government studies, whatever I have quoted here. Struggle for subsistence. They struggle for livelihood, they struggle against the threat of eviction, they have a sense of resignation about their surroundings. They have lack of health information about health care as well as about health services, because many of them are only recent migrants and don't understand the city very well. Often in slums, the social cohesion is weaker than in the rural areas. Gender inequity forces a mother to resume wage earning often within a few weeks of giving birth to a child. 6 suggestions. One is about spatial mapping. My very close friend will probably talk in more detail. I'll just show you a couple of maps which show how this can help us improve some aspects of the city. This map is of Meerut. Meerut is about 3 hours these days from, it used to be 2 hours from Delhi. It's now 3 hours from Delhi. This is the listed slums of Meerut. These are the unlisted slums. And this is the total picture. And of course, there is, the map has other things like health facilities and schools and all other aspects which would be required for more comprehensive planning. This is the map of Agra. The blue are the listed slums. The red are the unlisted slums. This is a more complete picture. And of course, I have versions which have all other features. This is a neighborhood map, hand-drawn, very basic, important, and very closely aligned to the RAY guidelines. The RAY guidelines talks about local area mapping. So I thought I should just share this with you. It helps track quite a few cities, also helps avoiding the missing out of the voiceless families. Because usually what happens that when a housing project takes place, the housing project would be for say 200 people. The number of families, 200 families, the number of families who will actually be displaced will be 280. So वो 80 कहाँ जाएंगे? कोई उसके बारे में बात नहीं करना चाहता, कोई जिक्र नहीं करना चाहता, कोई सुनना नहीं चाहता। इंसान तो वो भी उतने ही है ना जितने हम बाकी हैं। Another message I wanted to give is all the cities that we usually talk about, the names of which most of us remember, whether in India or Europe or America, उनके अलावा भी बहुत सारे शहर हैं who are equally important. And so I thought I should just bring this to everybody's attention. All data from Government of India shows us that medium and small sized towns are larger in number, house more population, will become larger in size also very soon, and are important to take care of. They are worse off in terms of most indicators. Data again from the National Family Health Survey. Similar indicators are worse in the smaller cities. So they are far unsmart than the larger cities. So let us also take them along when we talk about smart cities. One suggestion is that the private sector, which is growing in most cities, can be engaged for healthcare, individual doctors, or in this case, a hospital, so that these can reach out to the poor segment of the city. The only thing which is important is that only the socially inclined and socially committed private sector seems to have a role. I have studied this system at length in the last 10 years, and I have seen the non-socially committed private sector trying to play a role and not being able to play a role because they don't have the intention to play that role. Because if a hospital has taken subsidized land and not letting the dead body being taken away, you should not expect that hospital and should not approach that hospital to do this type of work. I mean, if we don't keep our eyes open when we are trying to use our minds, then we probably are doomed for failure. There's no smartness in shutting your eyes and moving ahead. Use of telecommunication, what I could gather is that the use of cell phone is increasing among the urban poor population. And this just shows how the cell phone can help connect the people to the facility through this trained woman mobilizer in an urban poor segment. Civil society organizations can play a role in addressing all the challenges that we just talked about. Intersectoral coordination can help make cities smarter. All of us talked about various sectors. This is an example of, at the ward level, which is the administrative unit in almost all cities, that can help. Engaging the political parties, political leaders, also worthwhile. 74th Amendment mandates it. It helps improve the capacity of the local body itself. I've seen better capable local bodies where the political leaders are more engaged in some parts of our country. Interestingly, West Bengal. Some of the local bodies, 3.5 lakh population, but surprisingly very high capacity as compared to local bodies here with more than 2 million population. Urban poor themselves as active agents of change. If we can mobilize the community itself, they can play a very important role. This is an example of how our organization has mobilized people in a few cities, and they are themselves able to negotiate through those 3 ideas that we've given below, the last 3 bullets, including use of the Right to Information Act. My last message, whatever I also have said in the last 10 minutes are only words. It is important to translate words into action. Time is of essence. Let us act with urgency. Let us help build bridges of enablement to help the unsmart segment of our cities contribute towards making cities smarter. Thank you.